I don't want pay-per-view. I don't want you to pay for this entertainment. There's too much world-class athletic entertainment for free. I want all of America to see me. I didn't have HBO growing up. I didn't have Showtime growing up. And if you have HBO and you have Showtime and they make it pay-per-view, now you gotta come out your pocket some more. I'm not trying to gouge the American people and the American public. I want to get everybody on my side. I want everybody to have an opportunity and a chance to witness one time. And I want boxing to come back to the forefront of network televisions. And, you know, I'm gonna talk about this little mandatory, you know. If I have to take this mandatory, I have to take this mandatory. So there are points in time in a fighter's career that one does not get what he wants, you know. But, since you asked, in my heart, I want an opportunity to face Danny Swift Garcia. Look, let me put it this way, right? Guerrero, father-son combination, got rid of him. Kenny Porter, Sean Porter, father-son combination, got rid of him. Okay? If you're a daddy's boy, come see me, boy. All right? Come on, man. Come on, man. I got this. I got this. Okay? All day, every day.
Danny Garcia says Keith Thurman is regular. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to the channel. Now, shout out to Fight Hub. They are the ones that captured this interview with Danny Garcia. I think I seen he had that same shirt on. So I think it was at the WBC convention in Miami. And link in the description so you can watch it. But Keith Thurman was mentioned in this interview with Danny Garcia. And they were talking about how Danny Garcia and Amir Khan were both at the WBC convention. And they greeted each other and there was no beef. So I guess Fight Hub was surprised by that and that kind of thing. Then obviously the conversation shifted to Keith Thurman, and Danny Garcia had interesting things to say. I'm not going to do any quotes. Again, the link's in the description. You can go to Fight Hub's video and watch the actual interview. But what they basically said, or what Danny Garcia said, is that Keith Thurman, he's just regular to me. He believes Amir Khan is a way better fighter than Keith Thurman, and that is what it is. He says, but the media has created this image of Keith Thurman that he's just this monster and like unbeatable and things like that. So it kind of sounds like Lucas Matisse 2.0 in terms of the pre-fight buildup. Because if you look at the Garcias in that particular fight, they seem kind of slighted, like, man, we're quality fighters, and they're making it like Matisse is this machine, like his nickname, and like he's unstoppable. And it sounds like, from what I've seen from Angel and Danny, they kind of feel the same way about Keith Thurman, that he's just getting hyped. He's a good fighter. He's a champion. But one thing Danny Garcia said in this interview, he's like, I don't even know who he beat for the WBA belt. And then he asked the media, he's like, do you guys know? And he actually stumped the media because nobody answered it. I think Fight Hub said that he fought an eliminator against Bundu, but that's actually not how he got the belt. He wouldn't have stumped me because I would have knew. But he fought Diego Chavez for that belt. And that's that win, which is actually my favorite, coincidentally, my favorite Keith Thurman performance, that or Sean Porter. But I really like the Diego Chavez scrap too. And that's who we fought for the WBA belt, I believe. So it's a good fight. I mean, it remains to be seen. March 4th, it goes down. Now, just a disclaimer, full disclosure. On some past videos where I talked about Garcia Thurman, I think, but I don't know because I didn't go back and revisit them, I think I might have said March 5th for the date. And I don't know why I have March 5th in my head, but it's actually March 4th. I looked at the calendar. March 5th is a Sunday, so it's actually on March 4th. So I got to check my first look and whatnot, because I think I might have been saying March 5th. I don't know why. So just to clear that up, as far as Keith Thurman being quote-unquote regular, we're going to find out March 4th. We're going to see who's regular and who's good. You guys got to stop asking me my prediction. I'll do a 7 reasons when I arrive at a conclusion. It's that type of fight. I got to analyze some more things, and both guys have a shot to win, clearly. You know what I mean? 2 guys with power, 1 guy newer to the division. 1 guy has and Keith Thurman has fought over 150 pounds as a professional, and he knocked out Carlos Quintana at like 152, 153. So obviously his power even carried up to past 150. So I mean, the guy does have power. Whether he can knock everybody out and stuff like that remains to be seen. But it's a good fight. I'm not sure who I'm gonna pick. I have some idea, but I'll release that when I'm ready. And I'm looking forward to it. Danny Garcia feels he's regular. Danny Garcia is the type of person you keep sleeping on him, and he knows it's almost. And take this with a grain of salt, because I know a lot of you idiots get on here and read titles, don't even read the full title, and then be like, "Hey man, that's not Maidana, man. I seen Maidana. He was at McDonald's. That's not him." Like, you're not even reading the title. I said Maidana clone in all caps. You can't read, you know what I'm saying? So when I say stuff in videos, some of y'all do the same thing. Y'all, I say like, yeah, I believe that Andre Ward, and then y'all pause the video and then, "Oh, you're a bitch, man. You're sucking that Ward dick. You're sucking that SOG. Yeah, you're sucking that Oakland." Like, you know what I'm saying? Calm down, listen to what I have to say, and then comment. You know what I'm saying? Some of y'all just like fly off the handle. You don't even fully hear or comprehend what's being said. Now, I damn near forgot what I was talking about, trying to deal with you trolls. So, as far as the Danny Garcia versus Keith Thurman fight, I will say this. Danny Garcia is the type of fighter kind of like Floyd Mayweather, in the sense, not saying he fights anything like Floyd Mayweather. Pay attention. I'm not saying he fights like Mayweather. I'm not saying his style is like Mayweather. I'm not saying he's the same age as Mayweather. I'm not saying he is or has accomplished what Mayweather has accomplished. But in the same sense of, he uses, it seems like to me, he uses that media backlash and negativity, because people don't like Danny Garcia for whatever reason. I met him, he's a cool dude. But some people always put this cherries and stuff. No matter what, he could sign on to fight Matisse, they're still putting cherries. Or he's fighting Keith Thurman next, and they still putting cherries. I'm like, what are you doing? But to me, he's kind of like Mayweather in the sense of like that media backlash that he receives. He uses it in the gym, and he uses that as motivation to shut people up, right? Makes them dig down deeper and train that much harder than if people were on his side, you know what I mean, when he was complacent. Because if you really look at it, the two guys who arguably beat him, and I think one guy beat him and the other guy, I didn't think Peterson beat him. And that, to me, I told you guys time and time again, and I stand by this, he didn't look good in the fight, but Peterson took too long to switch gears and to go into his offensive bag of tricks. He would just kind of like jab and a bunch of defensive stuff for the first half of the fight. That's why he lost the fight. If he has a little bit more active offensively, I would have easily given him the fight. But Danny Garcia was pressing the attack. He was missing some, but then he was landing some, whether it was partial, whatever. Peterson took too long to try to wear Danny Garcia down and slow him down, and then started opening up in the second half of the fight. Big difference. But what I'm saying, my whole point is, even that fight has an asterisk to some fans, Peterson and Herrera. If you notice something, Peterson had been knocked out by Lucas Matisse. He had already had a draw, I think, with Victor Ortiz and been knocked down, right? The Amir Khan fight with Lamont Peterson was contested. Some people thought Khan won that fight, etc. So the two guys, it's no coincidence to me with what I'm saying is absolutely true, because the two guys that weren't really considered a person that would have the chance to beat Danny Garcia, those are the toughest fights for Danny Garcia. Mauricio Herrera, he was coming off of, I think, at least in recent memory, a Kareem Mayfield loss, right? Before he fought Danny Garcia. Nobody was expecting him to go out there to Puerto Rico. Danny Garcia is the Puerto Rican American, right? And do what he did and have a good performance, to the point where people said Danny Garcia robbed him, or the Puerto Rican judges robbed him, right? Nobody was really checking for that. But the big fights in Danny Garcia's career, the Amir Khans, the Zab Judah, and the reason I say Zab Judah is because there's some bad blood there. Angel Garcia was talking mad shit about Zab Judah. He was like, You a 4-round fighter. I speak the truth. Take that fucking Janet Jackson hat off, you bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying, Angel? He said he had a Rhythm Nation hat. But there was bad blood, man. And then Danny Garcia ended up postponing the fight. And he said he had a rib injury. Zab Judah went to social media and he's saying he was scared. Plus, both guys are from the East Coast, New York and Philly. So at the time, that was a pretty big fight. And you look at every single big fight that Danny Garcia is expected to lose or whatever, like Eric Morales, the first fight. Morales, he was the fucking champion. So, of course, the challenger that no one had really heard of, unless you followed the amateur circuit and like just you're from Philly or something, nobody was really checking for Danny Garcia when he fought Eric Morales. You know what I'm saying? So, in the biggest fights, it's almost a proven pattern. He's at least taking him seriously because he's pulling the upset. They were linking Amir Khan to fight Floyd Mayweather. At that time, I think that same year, Floyd Mayweather, his last opponent had been Miguel Cotto, and Floyd Mayweather did that little jail stint, and he had gotten out, or he was gonna get out, and then the Amir Khan fight was around that time, that Danny Garcia fight. They were basically saying that Amir Khan was gonna move up to welterweight. All he had to do is get past Danny Garcia and arguably take on the Floyd Mayweather. And I actually think that could have happened and would have happened. Floyd fights people off their best wins a lot of times. So if Amir Khan blasted Danny Garcia, outboxed him, knocked him out, anything like that, I think he definitely would have been in line for a Floyd Mayweather fight. Because I remember, you guys do the research. I've been in the game, so I know what was happening. I have a good memory. But I think somebody, Mayweather Sr., somebody said they went to visit Floyd in jail, and he was like, what's up with Amir Khan? Like, basically down to like entertain that particular fight. So again, you guys can say whatever you want, but I don't think he's taking even though he's saying Keith Thurman's regular, I personally don't think Danny Garcia is taking it lightly. And his history has proven the guys that we don't expect to give him any trouble, those have been his toughest fights, the Herreras and the Peterson. But the guys that, you know what I'm saying, with bigger names or bigger threats, like the Lucas Matisse, a champion Eric Morales, Zab Judah, the kind of East Coast beef with bad blood, Amir Khan, who was on the verge of getting a Floyd fight. I mean, he's taken all those fights seriously, and he's come out victorious and had good performances, best performances. So that's not necessarily an indication. I wouldn't necessarily call Keith Thurman regular. I think he's the top of the division. I mean, I would put him in the top 5 for sure. I like him. Pause. I think he can box. I think he's awkward, his movement, he has power. He has a good heart and a good attitude. He's articulate when it comes to breaking down the fight. So I know he pays attention to the sport of boxing and just kind of like the sweet science behind it. He seems real analytical and real like, I don't even know. I see him like playing flutes and doing yoga, kind of like a hippie. So I think he's like really in tune with like spirituality and like energies and karma and breaking down the martial arts. You know what I mean? Like from a respectful point of view. You know what I mean? Like kind of like how Bruce Lee was, like just like a philosopher. Like you put water in the cup, it becomes the cup. See, water can crash and water can burst. Be water, my friend. You mean to tell me you don't know what Chinese spare ribs are? Here, man, let me show you. Let's see if anybody knows what that line is from. If you're a real Bruce Lee fan, you should know that one. Who did that laugh? Y'all don't know about Bruce Lee. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. Danny Garcia, it says Keith Thurman. He's regular. I ain't worried about it. He's just regular to me. We'll see. But I like both fighters. May the best man win. Drop it in the comment section. Make sure you share the video, like the video as always. Hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button. And you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.